Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. All right, my guest is Latham Woodward. He is the CEO of Shoggies. Welcome to the show, Latham. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Michael. I greatly appreciate it. It's actually pronounced Shoggies.
Shoggies.
Shoogies.
All right. As a matter of fact, your PR agent was going to send me some samples. I said, no, can't come to Texas just yet. But I'll go to Aspen and we'll see about a different arrangement. Latham, give us an idea of your background, what you bring to the table, and what Shoggies is, and how you're going to open up the entire world to a new way to think about cannabis and cannabis products.
Okay, Michael. So basically, I've been in manufacturing almost my entire career, centered around construction manufacturing. Later, I got into importation of tequila, which I did from Mexico, bond-to-bond transfer from Mexico to Monterey, California for a large drink mix, ready-to-drink mix. And basically, I learned a lot about tequila and agave cactus while I was in Mexico on those many trips. Mm-hmm. That led me to found this company, Sense Distribution, with my partner Andy Schatz and Jeff Kinsella. And we decided we were going to make cannabis accessible to the masses. And in order to do that, we've decided to put it in a small, convenient, low dosage container and provide it in 20 serving packs to the general populace.
Okay. Is there anybody in your, I've never seen this product mix before. Is there anybody in your space trying to do this? Or are you first to market?
There have been other people, but I consider ourselves to be first to market because the other efforts were not, it appears, not well funded. Perhaps their packaging methodology wasn't solid. I did a lot of research on packaging, and that's really where I've come from manufacturing. I did a lot of sourcing of machinery in my past 28 to 30 years, and usually bringing from Europe and South America and finding the right machines at the right price to do the right job.
The legalization of cannabis is starting to take hold in a myriad of different areas. I mean, Canada has completely legalized it. And it's opened up a myriad of industry streams, jobs, taxation. It's been my experience that the taxation in the cannabis area is tremendous. It's like 50%. Does that apply to products like yours with sugar?
It does. We do not escape taxation within the state of California. It's tax revenue that's greatly needed by so many entities here in California. Hopefully they'll utilize this tax revenue in a responsible manner. That has not been the case in other states, I think. But in terms of its efficacy, this money is much needed, and it's an unheard of source. And I think Colorado is your kind of example, saying that they were able to bring in, I think, close to, I think it's $1 billion in tax revenue alone since legalization. That's a big milestone, and it's one of these things that politicians, they love to hear that, and they love to spend it.
So the culture of having a negative stigma to cannabis seems to be changing, and it's changing because people are finally seeing that if it's controlled, if it's a tax, then it can actually be a benefit rather than some illegal activity that a cartel from a third world country is in control of, which brings a whole negative element to it. So you're actually helping to change the culture in a way that creates commerce, taxation, and good from a product that was traditionally thought of as bad or a gateway drug, right?
Exactly. I mean, the perception of cannabis has been widely Perceived as something super negative. There's no one really alive today except our grandparents. If I still have a 104-year-old grandmother, she probably remembers this day. Hemp was very available in every form. It was utilized in oil. It was utilized in fabrics, twine, rope, and many, many other things. It goes back to the days of reefer madness and basically oil companies. I hate to say it, but they came in and they wanted to get rid of hemp oil, which was a very, very, very low cost extracted oil to use for many purposes. And I think the stigma attached to it is one that has to just be gotten over. We readily accept alcohol. We readily accept the downside of alcohol, and that is drunk driving. It's crimes, that is bank robberies, and many, many other things. And I don't think you can point the finger at violent crimes other than finance type of crimes in the course of a robbery, for instance, where cannabis really comes into effect. I think that you've seen a dramatic change in crime statistics since the legalization in the states of Oregon, California, and Colorado. And it would be interesting to have that point refuted because the proof is there.
Now, you've got a product is readily acceptable in the states that it's legal. Talk to me about go-to-market strategies. What are you doing to bring this out to penetrate the market and expand the revenue centers for your company, for Shoogies?
Well, basically, Sense Distribution is our parent organization, and Shoogies is one of our brand. Here is an example of our little stick pack right there.
Thank you.
Comes in convenient packages. What we've done is come to market. We're front-loading public perception. We want to get the message out there that it's not just about the people who smoke marijuana through a joint or a bong or dab or any of these other things. It's about everyone, and it's about the ability to utilize cannabis in your daily life in a responsible fashion that is non-offensive. Big thing. Obviously, people don't smoke cigarettes near schoolyards or anything like that. I don't recommend taking our product near a schoolyard, but you don't have the same impact. You could use it at a dinner table and people would not say a word. They wouldn't know what you're doing, and it's your business, and the kind of our philosophy. What you do is your business, and take Shoogies along with you. We also have 4 other brands right behind this ready to launch as soon as Shoogies is taken off.
Now, is this going to be in a position where we would go into, say, a cafe shop like Cafe Trieste and North Beach in San Francisco and find Shoogies in the container with the rest of the brown sugar or, stevia or what have you?
I think that example would be a desirable one. Unfortunately, of the places where you can consume cannabis, you would have to do that on your own. You'd have to bring it in on your own. We do have a CBD THC product coming out shortly, and but that would still be under the auspices of the California Department of Public Health and the BCC, so you wouldn't be able to get it or buy it or have it provided to you outside of a cannabis lounge.
Okay, so you need to go to a cannabis lounge or order it online at this stage. Am I hearing that right?
You can get it through delivery services through our partner Apex, or you can go to any dispensary that's listed on our website and find our product.
Okay, so right now dispensaries and online, I got that. How are you reducing the stigma? You've got to have some kind of a campaign to be able to open the market for your product. How are you going to market with that campaign thought in mind?
We're utilizing a strategic demographic that is a wide demographic from 28 to 65. We're specifically targeting women as they are the group that has had, let's just say, poor experiences with edible products because they could get super dosed. I like to use the example of why I brought out this product with 5 milligrams of THC in it consistently and under lab kind of guidelines. Your experience with my product is going to be the same every time. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. If you want to double down, you can double down. If you want to triple, you can triple your dosage if you're a heavy user. But the stigma is we're looking for just the average American, a person who wants to perhaps change their way of doing things. For me, I don't drink alcohol. And for me, I can make a mocktail with one of my Shoogies for the evening and it makes for a great evening. I can drink with my friends. I don't feel left out. And part of that feeling is inclusiveness. And I think that's another thing about the stigma. We're trying to include everyone and have it not just be the people who smoke the joints and bongs and that kind of thing.
What about the diabetics? Because it's sugar, so that's not really that good for diabetics. Are you going to be able to, in the future, come out with a Shoogies that is, say, oh my goodness, and there you have it.
Agave syrup right here. So this is our next one. It's coming out in 2 weeks. It's already gone through tertiary testing, and it's ready to launch. It is a product that we'll get it right here. You can have anytime on the go, exactly the same pack, except it's green. And it's a primarily agave has some things to actually bind it, but agave, as you know, is primarily fructose. It has very low glucose and sucrose. So if you are diabetic, you can experiment with the agave under a doctor's guidance, or if you just like agave in your cocktail or an old fashioned or a margarita, you can use that product for that too.
Great. Latham, thank you for your time. I really appreciate this and having the time to come back. I can't wait to have you back again so we could talk about other products that you're bringing to market and expanding the horizon for this entire industry sector.
Michael, thank you for your time. It's been great, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
You too. We'll talk to you soon. All right. By the way, Latham, I've got a couple of guys I want to introduce you to, so stick around after the show. I want to talk to you just for a minute, all right?
You bet.
Okay, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.